race of the 2014 season at Iowa Speedway is in the books. The Get to Know Newton 250. Sam Hornish Jr. won the race today. What are your initial thoughts about the race and what allowed Hornish to win?
You know, obviously it was a dominant performance by Sam Hornish Jr. and Ryan Blaney. They led 247 of the 250 laps. Really, they led the whole thing because the only 3 laps that were led by anyone else were Michael McDowell under caution when he gambled and took 2 tires, made it out of the pits faster than anybody else, and then Blaney just blew away from him on a restart. But Sam Hornish Jr. had the fastest car on short runs. Blaney had the fastest car on long runs. It ends on a short run, and Sam Hornish Jr. wins the race.
One of the other storylines, this is the first race weekend with NASCAR as the owner of the track. One of the things we looked at, NASCAR hasn't for a few seasons provided attendance figures, so you kind of eyeball them and guess. I guess maybe 25,000. I think that was a fair number. I was debating that in a column I wrote about it. It's the lowest for any nationwide series race they've had at the track in terms of same-day races as scheduled. There was a rain-delayed one last year where that obviously affected attendance. But still, industry-wide, still felt to be one of the best supported tracks in the country. How do you feel NASCAR's debut went?
You know, it's I think the true test really is going to come in August, where that's the race that always draws people time and time and time again, is the August race. Always outdraws the May race. You know, even under the previous regime, they've really had trouble finding the right spot on the calendar for this. They talked about, you know, butting heads with graduations and things of that sort in May. So they moved it back and hoped that like a June date last year would help. Then there were the weather problems and you know, which they couldn't help, but only about 12 or 15,000 people in the stands Sunday morning. But I think that'll be interesting going forward. Where on the calendar is this race and how many people are in the stands?
So they're still tinkering under new ownership, moving around the calendar in the ways Andy talked about. But for most of the race today, pretty good race. Sam Hornish Jr., a guy who doesn't have a full-time ride, he's a good storyline. I think all things considered, a pretty solid debut in Newton at Iowa Speedway.